to a developing story out of Dearborn Heights where a man with a knife was shot and killed inside the police department. We know that man's identity tonight. He tried to get around security and lunged at the guard, who was forced to take quick and deadly action. And just a short time ago, state police released the name of that man, as Stephen just mentioned. Action News reporter Jane Park is live at the scene with the latest on this investigation. Jane.
Well, Carolyn, Stephen, we now know that man in that deadly confrontation. His name is Mark David Henning. He's a 48-year-old resident of Dearborn Heights. We spoke to a man who was standing just behind Henning in the security line here at the courthouse when this all happened, and he gives this vivid account. The big question state police investigators are trying to answer: what was the motive behind the man who lunged at court officers with the knife Thursday morning? Jamal Collins was standing in the security line behind that suspect when he says he noticed he had a steak knife in his back pocket.
He pulled the knife out. He started going towards the cop. The cop repeatedly told him, drop the knife, drop the knife. You know, he didn't listen. He wasn't speaking or he didn't say anything, but he would start coming towards the cop with the knife. He wasn't motioning, but he was like this, you know, like ready to stab.
Jamal tells Action News not once did he hear the suspect utter a word to guards as he held up the knife, even though they repeatedly ordered him to drop it. And even after they shot him in the chest, Jamal says the man stood defiantly, knife in hand.
Still, after he was shot, he's still coming towards him. The cop shot like 5 more times. Then he finally went down. The cop gave him every chance to stop, but he didn't.
Sources tell Action News the security guard who shot the suspect is a 27-year veteran of the Dearborn Heights Police Department who retired earlier this year. State police say he was privately contracted with the 20th District Court. Jamal also says the suspect, who he described as a balding white man in his 40s or 50s with a thin build, entered the building with a brother, but police have no other suspects in custody at this time. Whether the knife-wielding man had any business at the court Thursday morning and what pushed him to the edge remains under investigation. So police have released the identity Mark David Henning, a 48-year-old resident from Dearborn Heights. They have not told us anything further about his background, whether or not he was here on a court case or if he has a prior record here. We are live now in Dearborn Heights. Jane Park, 7 Action News.
That eyewitness account makes it pretty clear what happened. Jane Park, thank you for that live report tonight.